Hi, this is my left eye, and today we're talking about a macro lens, the new macro lens, the new 100mm RF macro lens with SA control. What is that? Well, we'll dive into those things in just 2 seconds. This video is sponsored by Canon, and they did supply this lens for this video. So with those things out of the way, let's jump into the new macro lens. Also, my birth certificate says that my eyes are brown. That doesn't make any sense because they're clearly green. Now, anyone that's watched this channel for any amount of time knows my favorite lens for a multitude of reasons is the 100mm macro, and I still love the first EF version. Then they introduced the L version of that lens, which had stabilization. Obviously, if you're shooting macro and you're super close up on a subject, having any sort of stabilization helps massively. Now, moving into the mirrorless realm, you've got an R5, you've got an R6, you've got the EOS R. So I was super excited for them to release a mirrorless version. So finally, the macro is here, and it's great. They could have made zero improvements and just made it RF and I still would have been happy, but I thought you and I could play a little game. I thought we could do a little, can you tell what the photo is? Peter, you need to make better game titles. I thought I could go around and take a bunch of photos super close up of things that you have a time limit at home to guess what they are. But I mean, it would be fun. Who doesn't love a fun game? Oh, that looks nice. The front element of any lens always looks nice. I've had it for a few days now, so I've been able to kind of just have some fun around the studio with it, just snapping photos. Jesse came by and he was blown away at the minimum focus distance and how close you could get to an object.
Oh, it's the new macro.
Yeah.
Why does it weigh nothing?
I'm gonna need bacteria to take photos of.
It's so shallow.
But they've done a lot of extra things with this lens that I'm excited to talk to you about. See this new thing here called SA, Spherical Aberration Control. The Spherical Aberration ring allows for adjustments to shape the foreground and background bokeh. Just think about that for a sec.
Right, so like right here, if I have it all the way at -2, I guess it is, right? You can actually see the definition of the grates there. You can see like the lines, but it gets a little closer when I do this. So watch, you actually just see them just disappear.
Yeah, you would either get it like super soft and,
right,
and orb-like and bubbly, or it would be way harsher lines.
That's really
so they're
interesting.
basically controlling like the hard and softness of the bokeh itself. Now, depending on how many aperture blades are in that lens, it's going to determine how smooth the background focus elements are. If you're shooting a city, are the lights super round, or are they more octagonal? Are they harder shaped? That's based on how many blades are on an aperture. This control ring allows you to shape those out of focus elements to be smoother or harder, ultimately giving you more control over your image.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That's the condensation on the outside of the can.
You can see an infinite number of bubbles here.
So those letters
are these tiny letters here.
You got 5 stops of optical stabilization, up to 8 stops if you combine the in-body stabilization with the lens. With usually most of these RF lenses and like improved updates to glasses, you're gonna get better edge-to-edge sharpness even when you're shooting wide open at 2.8, especially if you're shooting macro stuff and the detail is the entire frame. You want everything to be sharp. Your new minimum focus distance, 0.86 feet with a max magnification of 1.4 times. It's a lot of things, it's a lot of numbers, it's a lot of specs. The 100mm macro is just my favorite lens for anything product photography, and not just products. I think a lot of people believe when they hear macro lens that it's limited to super close up, but I have taken more portraits with the 100mm macro than almost any other lens. For me, B-roll, extreme compression, super close ups, product photos, it's stabilized, it's got new features that I've never played with before. It's just, they've made my favorite lens even better, seemingly. So that's it, guys. That's your first look at the new Canon RF100mm macro. Sick lens. Super excited to use more of it. This is one that most certainly lives in my camera bag. I love product photography and that sort of thing. And again, I find it pretty versatile. More than you would expect a macro lens to be. That's it. Hit the like button if you like this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in the next video. Probably tomorrow. See you tomorrow.